Hello, everyone. I've not done one of these properly in a while, in ages actually. I don't even know if anyone's going to join right now, but I thought I'd do a stream because I have this in my head. This is a topic that I want to chase so hard, and I've got a ton of client work to get on with. So this is it's going to be like a cathartic experience for me to be able to get this out there. I want to be able to do this in the future. 2024 is the year that I wind down the client work and really go hard on making cash in real life. So I've been chasing digital business for absolutely forever. My first one, the voucher site, vouchernaut.com, it was awesome because it's if you've ever tasted affiliate commission, then you'll know that the barrier to entry is really quite low. And all I had to do was spin up a voucher site that did the same thing as everyone else and do the same distribution as everyone else, which was Google Ads for the most part. And I got the same commission as everyone else. But because of how wealth is distributed right now, you're always going to have this issue where if you're a small newcomer to something, then you're going up against large established brands, or something with brand awareness, with the cash, the capital for overheads, whatever. It's very difficult for you or me as the tech savvy entrepreneur to get in there without some cash. Like, okay, we don't have to spend it on whatever our specialism is. So for example, I could put in 80 hours of dev work and it would be absolutely fine for me. It's I'm not paying myself 80 hours. There is an argument there that I should be paid somewhere else for the 80 hours, but no, for me, it's a relatively free cost, right? And I don't have to charge myself for this. But traditional companies, if we're talking let's talk SMBs, let's talk bricks and mortar, let's talk the things that are when you're walking down the street, what do you see? The real estate agents, solicitors, lawyers, shops, whatever, car wash, plumbers, gardeners, all of that. What's the term for these businesses? Like sweaty businesses, like a real business. It's really easy to get stuck in being online and digital all the time and trying to build the next LLM wrapper and whatever. But these real businesses are functioning. They're doing something day in, day out, and they have employees that serve customers that they acquire through some means of distribution. Now, we're currently, we've started this, right? We're going through a redistribution of wealth where, it might not seem it, and we're in a bubble because AI it's new and cool and you can't escape it, and everyone's talking about GPT this, GPT that, These guys, they see it, but they're not using it, and it's going to take them a long time to pivot. And there's a certain number of this like each one of these businesses with the cash, with the capital. There's a certain number of these that they're not going to embrace it, and they are going to lose out business because of it. Because we are, as tech savvy entrepreneurs, going to be able to come in and smash this. We're going to be able to build something that says, okay, you're spending, I don't know, 120,000 a year on overheads on employees to do some sort of task. That task will take me 20 hours to write a script, and then it just runs for forever. Surely, these guys need to fear. This. We know this. We know that there are so many businesses that have relied on the traditional method of being able to grow over time, have the brand awareness. The businesses are coming up 50, 100 to 200 years, depending on where you are, Europe versus USA. I don't know, the age of stuff is just a different scale. But regardless, right, the wealth is being redistributed, and there are going to be small, medium business that are doing quite well that are not going to embrace AI. They're not going to embrace automation. They're going to continue to do the overhead stuff, and they're going to get left behind. And do I feel bad about it? Well, not if the wealth is coming to me. So I'm going to walk through how I would look at some of these small, medium business. Let's just call them, bricks and mortar, right? or a trad normie business, okay, like your normal business, you're like mum and pop sweaty startup stuff, like how would we use AI and automation to destroy that, or not destroy, but to redistribute the wealth? So, you know, let's have a nice thumbnail here. Oh, look at this design skill. TL Draw is really good, by the way. I like absolutely love it. But I want to take some of that. Cool. There we go. Some sort of thumbnail. Right. So how am I going to do it? What was I thinking for this stream? I'm just going to walk through the things that I want to build, the things that I'm working on right now, and why automation and AI means that, you know, all of this stuff that they're worrying about here, the overheads in the market, and how are they going to get the next customer, and how much is it going to cost, and the CPAs involved, all of that is basically nothing for versus the power of a couple of scripts and some automation. Not going to talk anything about SEO. I know that a lot of people that watch these videos are SEO led, and yeah, that's cool, but this is not another content generation thing whatsoever. This is about full stack automation, going from start to finish, to just say I'm going to build a better business than these guys and take some of the wealth, right? So yeah, cool, let's go. Traditionally, what is going on in most business setups? We have services. I'll zoom in here. I'll get rid of some of this, you know. We have services. Now let's talk about it in, I'm going to talk about it for real estate agents, because I'm going through trying to find an apartment right now. And in Prague, it's absolutely nuts, really. There's so many different estate agents, all peddling the same overpriced places, and it's a pain in the ass. So the service is whatever, and then there's going to be customers on the other side. And you would have thought, yeah, that's pretty fair, you know, like the customers pay for the services, they get the services, yeah, wicked. But actually, a lot of the businesses, they focus on the services, and maybe they've got some brand awareness, maybe they've got some money for ad spend or whatever. But there's a new brand, or well, not new now, I mean, like, they're publishers. It's the traditional affiliate publisher model, where they're sat in the middle, and they'll say, hey, okay, services, you concentrate on your services, we'll concentrate on distribution, we'll get you those customers, and then, you know, once the customers have made their way back to you, let's get some affiliate. It doesn't have to be affiliate, it can be CPC, it can be whatever, some sort of kickback, essentially. If we think about how Groupon does this, let's just, can I copy paste this? Yes. One more time, there we go, cool. Let's think about how Groupon does this. What did Groupon sell? I don't know, hotel spas? Wow, okay. Let's do it normally. So hotel spas from Groupon. Your mum's got a birthday coming up. What are you going to grab her? You don't know, so you're going to go to Groupon. You're going to say, okay, in my area, in my local area, Bricks and Mortar area, what can I find to send my mum to? You go to Groupon. Groupon has all of that just everywhere, you know? It's just every single type you could ever possibly want of hotel, spa, date is there in a nice little setup. Cool. Use the customer, go, yeah, I think my mum will like this one. Groupon says, cool, nice one. Well, let me introduce you. It looks very similar, yeah. And actually, I don't even know if the Groupon model is affiliate or if it's more like they just pay, customers pay Groupon. But anyway, like, you know what's going on. Cool. Traditionally, what does this take, right? This takes the aggregation of a ton of hotel spas. This takes Groupon to be the catalog, which requires categories. Normally, it's not just hotel spas. They have like, I don't know, skydiving, go-karts, meals out, boat trips, whatever, like experiences, voucher codes, whatever. They collate it, they aggregate it, and then they have the distribution methods to be able to get those customers. So our services no longer really rely on that, on their own brand awareness to do this, which allows small, like the barrier to entry is a lot lower, because Instead of having to compete directly and grow a business from scratch, you can piggyback onto Groupon, which says, okay, we'll sell your service for you, and here's some customers. His customers are already joining us. That takes a lot of effort. It's a ton of overhead for Groupon. Think about, like, at the scale that they are, how many people they have to interact with, all the account management that's going on, the product management. They own a huge product catalog, essentially. And then you have overheads involved in that with admin costs, tagging up, categorizing, etc. And all of the performance marketing that's based on their SEO, if you want to talk about it, but let's not talk about it. And we end up acquiring the customer for a certain cost. And then there's a balance here where Groupon has to charge more to the hotel spa than it does to acquire the customer, and then everyone's happy. All right. What we can do here is become Groupon. Now, I know this is like, become Groupon, easy. I've just said how complicated it is and all the work and all the overheads that they have to do. But it's not that much when you're bringing in AI and automation to such a standard, right? So what does a hotel spa have? I mean, it has images, it has a title, location, costs for whatever, etc., and that gets put into a database. There's some refining of that item in the database so that it's tagged up and it's shown to the right, like when you hit the right slug, it shows the right stuff. And there's some like sort of ordering, some listings, some whatever, some way to make it more appealing so that the customers then see that. And what does that distribution look like, and where do we really want to focus? It's on automated ads. It's on being an ads platform for anything. Now, Groupon, some of it comes from SEO, some of it's brand awareness, a lot of it's performance marketing, PPC, ads, etc. I'm trying to segue into that we can do this with some scripts, and it's really, really quite easy. I mean, it's already done in some respects because it's feed-based PPC. It's taking a huge, massive feed of your database, and it's pumping it to an ad platform like Facebook ads, Google ads, through APIs, anything ads. You've done it once, and you just send it across. And it's just balancing those bids and balancing the costs out versus the revenue that's coming in. It can sound scary at scale, but my first business voucher was basically this. It was the same, it wasn't hotel spas, it was voucher codes. Very parasitic, wouldn't bother getting into it now. But what I'm getting at is that where this was traditionally, where's my guys? Did I delete them? Yeah, where traditionally this was like a ton of cash that cost a ton, and the brand awareness, like we all know, like the Airbnb case study, like they turned off performance ads, nothing happened. Oh, why? Because they got some massive brand awareness and they've spent so much money on it anyway, and they had this flywheel. But we can do a smaller version of this, and I'm not saying like we're going to go become a multi-million dollar business overnight, because that still needs overheads, that still needs stuff to go. But what we can do is we can say, okay, is this part here still relevant, or can I just do that? So, for an example, number one, right? Real estate agents, back to this. I want to find an apartment. I'm looking to do something. What can I use with AI and automation to make sure that I can beat the real estate agent next door, or that I can acquire the customer next door, or that my service is so smooth, so slick, so quick that I can go to these real estate agents and say, look, you're spending X amount on this service, just skip it completely. So business idea number one, or how I would use AI and automation to build a product that would disrupt this stuff. Where should I start with it? So traditionally, what is going on in real estate? Or let's talk about apartment letting. It could be sales as well. Let's go back to a diagram. So there are apartments, if I can type, there with landlords, okay, or whoever, they need to rent it out, they want the cash, and then we have the real estate agents in the middle, which are acting like a middleman there, and they're going to, let's call it Zoopla, but it could be like, your catalog. When we're speaking about Groupon, they're going to, it's very like man in the middle here. This is not a good place. This is where the wealth gets redistributed. They're going to Zoopla. They are using the brand awareness. They're using the performance ads. They're just using the fact that when you move to a city and you were like, okay, how do I find a new apartment? You go to one of these stores. You go to Facebook. You go to whatever you like. You do this. You pay some money. And then actually real estate agents, they take like 1 or 2 months commission on top as well, and they might charge the homeowner for services. Okay, and yeah, there's some lawyer costs involved there too. Cool. So maybe you don't want to take on that whole aspect of it, because AI and automation is good at some things and not others, and I don't think like a legal liability is worth taking on for the sake of, like, I don't know, doing no work and scripting. But I mean, our customers, it's me down the bottom wanting to rent, and if you're in Prague, it's like 10 other me's as well, all wanting to get the apartment. So how would we do AI here? Like, what do we need? Should we just go to a site? I'll just go to Zoopla. Yeah. Okay, cool. Can that just show me? My hometown, Bristol. There we go, cool. So what do we have in Bristol, right? So we have images. I'll just grab a screenshot so we can go back. Cool. Look at that, Zoopla. I bet there must be at least 5 the same size as Zoopla. This is UK. I don't know about the US, but like, just think about whatever for your location. We have images, we have costs, we have like description, and we have, oh, nice, Bedminster. Yep, know this. We have data, right? And let's just, I don't know, can we just box this data? And if we think about what the overheads of a publisher are of Groupon, it's about collecting and showing this data. There you go. No, that's maybe yeah, and then images as well. So step 1. Who gets this data? How does this data get up? Okay, so we have, and it's very, very rawest. What is needed in order to create this? Okay, so we've got the price that's set by, or essentially it's set by the apartment, like that, by the owner, but it could be set by whatever. We have photos. These need to be taken by someone. They need to be modern. Typically the place is cleaned before, so who's involved? Photographers involved, cleaner might be involved or not. Let's just put that potentially. The real estate agent is involved. There's admin costs. This is real. Let's call it like admin, because someone needs to type this physically, and it doesn't just get there out of magic. If someone needs to submit this. So we've got admins on 2 sides. We've got like the real estate admin, and then on the Zoopla side, we've also got admin. Maybe just to check. Like a lot of it can be an automated process. Maybe there's a form involved here, but there's definitely going to be some form of moderation before this is allowed to go live here, even if it's just like a sales thing, a sales management. Right, okay, we're going to put up 50 apartments this month. Let's crack on. So essentially, we are having one-time cost. Real estate admin is an ongoing fee. Zoopla admin, let's say it exists, but I don't know too much about that. And then you've got everything that goes into marketing on Zoopla's side. So that could be performance ads. It's a lot of brand awareness, SEO. What else are we looking at? Traditional marketing. Like, this is a lot of costs, and all of it aside from the physical, can be automated. Like all of them. Can we change the colors of this? You know? And even then, we're starting to think, okay, like we don't need AI, we don't need robots to go take pictures and clean. We could cut down the cost or the time it takes to do the photographer to get the cleaner, etc. I hate the idea of cleaning. Let's get it away. But photos, yeah, definitely. Now, from this, what does Zoopla do? They have all this data, right? They put it into let's do a Facebook ad here. I can't remember what Facebook ads look like nowadays, but we're like, I don't know, 475. Look at that. I'll give you a little house as well. Accurate representation of this house. Cool. So they bought the Facebook ad. Typically, it's a feed-based thing. Let's not pretend it's magic to just create and some sort of Facebook ad from this. A business in itself is to do that. I mean, if we think about Zoopla, they have the resources to automate this. They have the resources to push this data. Like, okay, let's wrap it in a box there. They have the resources to push this data to Facebook, push this data to, I don't know, like Google Ads. Wow, Google Ad. I'll zoom in a bit, sorry. To anything, essentially. And there's still some sort of cost involved here. Maybe it's going to be, for an agency, you have to create creative, and you generate creative. You need someone that's doing design, maybe even templating, even if it's just someone that's handling marketing. You've got an overhead there for digital marketing. And there are agencies that specialize in literally all of this. You know this, like there are going to be agencies that specialize only in HVAC or only in, I don't know, like skip hire or whatever. And these are very lucrative businesses for these guys. Okay, maybe we're not just paying Zoopla. Maybe we're also paying like the digital agency. And then you've got to think about the cost involved in the digital agency as well. I mean, a lot of it, again, is automated. It's all in here. There are tools out there right now. I've used tools out there. I've built tools that do this. And I scaled a business using tools that take a database, all of this stuff, just a raw entry, and this can just be scraped. Look, guys, if you want to build a scalable business, just scrape it. Just go to, don't just plagiarize the one site. You need to add value to it, but these businesses, they're built on scraping. Look at the T's and C's. I'm not saying go break the law or like do whatever, but scrape the data in a way that you can. Augment it in a way that you can. And we've not even got to that bit, but if this just comes from a form, then there are other ways to make this even better. Like, what's the color scheme? What's the age of the building? What's the broadband? What's the nearest school, the nearest tram, etc. Stuff like that. Let's call it data augmentation. That's also, that's probably where this has a lot of stuff. I don't want to use the example of Zoopla because it's just like they've probably already done this. If they've not, and you are from Zoopla and you want to do this, then give me a shout, because we can save a ton of cash here. But what I'm saying is that this can all be distilled down to a couple scripts. Even before we had decent generative models to do stuff, we could at least turn our database into Google Ads. Like, it's just different Google Ads campaigns, different ads. You can pull in now. You can use some scripts or some feed-based stuff to say, okay, I want my Google ad. It's going to be like this: 475 Bedminster, Bristol, and this campaign is only going to show to location Bristol, or interested in Bristol. Thinking about Google. And then just click out. You can own this. You can take a part of this. You can either go to the estate agent and say, look, okay, I'm going to automate this for you, and I'll get onto like how, because magic automation. Or you can go directly to the apartment It doesn't have to be the apartment. It could be in any sort of business, and say, look, you're paying X amount for this. I'll do it for quicker, for cheaper, for faster, for whatever. I don't know how you want to do it. I've not thought about this enough, but I can show you how I would do this for a real estate agent. First up, I would go to, I need some more space. No, it's okay. I would take a video, right? And this is, in fact, I'll just show you these guys. Birdshare. So this is when I was living in Kiev. These are quite new guys, and their whole thing is they do video, not tours. Yeah, it's a tour essentially. It's a tour that's wrapped up like in a quite a nice setup, and it's like, this says like no pets, no kids, 50% commission, 1 month, something. There's parking involved. Yeah, wicked cool, right? You can just you can have someone go visit an apartment, take the video like this, grab some screenshots from it, throw it through GPT, be like, what room is this? Count how many rooms there were, you know? Where's the kitchen? What's in the kitchen? Like, what color are the walls? Like, what do you see here? And, you know, you could get AI to do this, or you could commentate it at the same time. So I would probably go into someone's apartment, someone's pub, someone's gym, someone's restaurant, walk through with a camera on a gimbal and say, okay, now I'm in the kitchen. I can see a dishwasher. I can see this. I can see that. I can see whatever. And you just put as much detail into that video as possible. You chuck the video through FMPEG. You transcribe it with some Whisper or whatever. You get all the data there. You chuck it in GPT. And you've got everything. All of that data admin, I don't know where it's gone now, it's just been done for the cost of what? Going to someone's house for a video. You just do that 10 times in a day. Perfect. If you can really refine the process, then just get the owner to do it. If you wanted to, if you wanted to scale this out, think about the overheads involved in getting that done versus, you know, I'm just walking through the apartment. Amazing. Yeah, cool. I know what's going on. I've got everything that needs to be done. I throw it through GPT. I have my data entry, my entry in the database. It goes into the database. It's shown on my website. Next step is that entry in the database, all the screenshots it's grabbed, all like the frames or the images. Maybe there's some moderation there, or not, because you can just do video. Like, these guys have just cut it up and, like, you know, bedroom 1, bedroom 2, etc. Maybe for now, or at the start, you do a manual process, but it's quite easy to do timestamps as well. And then just cut the video up automatically. You send it off to Facebook, you send it off to TikTok, you send it off to whatever the hell you want. And you use their distribution methods on autopilot with like some scripts. How many businesses do you think are doing this? Yeah, nothing. Fuck all. Like, really, they're okay. Obviously, it's going to be skewed for people that are watching this video, because we're smart guys doing smart work in smart space, right? So maybe we're more acclimatized to this. But if you go down and, like, I don't know, shadow local gardener, or the guys, like, I'm just watching the guys doing gardening outside my window right now. What's to stop them from doing this video and then being like, hey, look, I've just done all my marketing, and it's just been automated, and it's just been sent to Facebook, and the bids have been set, and it puts, the more I think about it, it's not the real estate agents. It means that these guys, the expertise, the knowledge guys, how on earth can there be so much expertise in a digital agency that cannot be distilled down to some TypeScript, some Python, something, you know? It's dangerous for them, definitely. If I was an agency that focused on one thing, I would look at every single process that I possibly could, find out if it's repeatable, how much time my employees spend on that, how much time I spend on that. I would find someone like Doug, like whoever, like you who's watching this, and I would get them to learn my business inside out and then rip it apart and build it again for a business of 2024, an agency of the future. I think that's probably the what I was trying to get across, the idea that I was trying to get across from this video or this stream, is that I'm so deadly serious that there's so much waste and everything could be faster and better, and we can use AI in a way where, I don't like, the content generation is cool, it's a nice idea, but it's crap. No one wants to read it, but no one minds. One's like, nobody cares who has put this together. The end customer doesn't care as long as it's accurate, and even then, it like doesn't have to be super accurate. As long as you get the detail across, no one cares about whether a robot did it, or whether a few like scripts did it, or whether someone manually went in there and pasted it. It's a win, definitely. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to focus on traditional normie business. I'm going to look at things like real estate agents, digital agencies, and I'm going to try and automate as much of the process as possible. Now, I know, like, there's some creativity that you're not going to be able to get from this, and can you really rely on just the scripts to run the entire business? No, obviously not. I'm not saying that. I'm not advocating for that. I'm just, like I'm saying in all my videos, high-tier AI content is needed, but you shouldn't just rely on the AI to just shit out stuff and you just put it out there. It's insane. Like, really, like, use it to get over blank slate syndrome and like not starting from scratch every single time, and just to do more. But you still have to put the processes in place. You still need to think about like what the hell you're doing. But this, if you can do some JavaScript, if you can do some whatever, if you're technically minded, if you can put together some stuff on make.com, or like if you're sick with Zaps or something, I promise you that agencies are not doing good work. And I've freelanced for a lot of agencies. I've been a consultant on a lot of agency products and projects, and they're not doing this, and they're only just starting to think about it, and they're still doing it badly. But you can create templates with images. There are products out there. You can do it with JavaScript. You can process an entire video and extract all of the stuff that's being said and paste it into structured data that goes into your database. You can then do all of that Facebook ads, campaign creation, and you can not just set like, okay, I'm creating a new ad in a campaign I made. You can create new campaigns. You can augment the data as much as possible, and like I'll show you what I'm working on at the moment. It's called Toolzilla. It's do I want to show? So it's every single Framer template, Webflow template, WordPress, Wix, blah blah blah, whatever, all shown in one place with a super fast search. And the idea is that I'm going to have as many different tags as possible, so I can be super granular about it. So I can do color pickers and is it free, is it not, and just create the best experience possible. And I'm scraping it all. There's no manual curation here. I just create. Okay, the only manual curation here, and I still think that AI can do this too, is that I need to go to a site and I need to be like, okay, this is how I extract the data from a product, and I can work on that too, like with AI and scripts. Like, it's all doable. It's all definitely doable. You scrape the content, you get it into the database, you augment it, you tag it up. So for this example, it's Webflow templates or Framer templates, but it can be anything. It can be gyms, restaurants, services. Like, look at Groupon. It all does the same, but use AI to tag things up in a way that you can then make the best catalog that you can possibly do, and then push that out via APIs to all of the different ad platforms. Get your targeting right, and you do need some expertise there, because it's not just, hey, I'm gonna spend $1,000. The quickest way to lose $1,000 is just to shit it up the wall on Facebook ads without a plan or some expertise on it. But you can learn it. if you're watching this video now, you probably already know that, you know, none of this is trivial, but none of this is out of your reach. And if I'm talking about it, then yeah, definitely. Here's an example of a site that when I first moved to Prague, I worked with them, Glammy. You'll probably have the same in your country. It's a fashion aggregator. It takes every single e-commerce store, tags up all the products, and just puts it as it just puts it in a massive catalog, and every time you click, it's on a CPC model and they charge. You can automate all of this. Like really, every aspect of this is automated, and there's going to be a wealth distribution. And I'm starting to get quite serious about this because I'm thinking I really want to get involved in it. Where these guys and these guys they're not fit for purpose in the same way as some automation, some AI, and someone smart that's looking at a problem from a different angle are. And the most interesting part of this is actually you don't just need to compete with the agencies, with the estate agents, with the service providers. You can be that lubricant between AI and traditional normie business. You can, I think there's a lot of money to be made there, definitely. It's just about having the conviction and having the idea and realizing that we're really, really, really early. We are so very early to all of this. And I know that when you sit on Twitter or you're consuming this every single day, like go look at your YouTube feed and how much is involved there. We're all early. And there is a ton of traditional revenue in places that don't even know that ChatGPT exists. Really. So anyway, that's my rant over. That's what I want to look at. You can do basically anything with automation and AI now. You've just got to think about how to do that in a high quality way and what's the fastest way to do it. It's a nice one. I'm going to go out my day. I need to do some more client work. It's Friday and it's supposed to rain, so I'm going to go for a bike ride or something. Anyway, I will catch you later. Thanks for tuning and have a wicked weekend. Give me a shout on Twitter or LinkedIn or whatever, or comments. You might as well give this a like if you're still here, by the way. And